If you're over 50 and living with diabetes in America, I know how heavy it feels. Checking blood sugar all the time, stressing over meals, and fearing health problems, it's overwhelming, isn't it? The CDC says 50% of Americans with diabetes over 50 could face life-threatening complications like heart attacks or kidney failure if not managed properly. That's half of us, but I'm a doctor, and I'm so excited to share that a simple, tasty fish can help you control diabetes naturally, steady your blood sugar, and protect your heart and bones. You've got to see this. Today, we're sharing the top 7 fish that can really support your health after 50 with diabetes. These fish are loaded with nutrients to help you feel stronger and manage blood sugar better. Don't skip this video. You'll miss easy tips that could save your health. Watch until the end for one surprising trick that makes these fish even better at lowering blood sugar. Most folks don't know this, and it could make a huge difference for you. 1. Sardines. Let me tell you something you probably never expected to hear. Tiny sardines, those little silver fish in the can, might just be one of the best foods out there if you're trying to support and manage diabetes naturally over 50. I know it sounds almost too simple, right? But that's the beauty of it. Sardines have been around for centuries, originally harvested along the coasts of the Mediterranean. Back then, they were a staple for hardworking folks because they were cheap, packed with nutrition, and easy to preserve. Honestly, that hasn't changed, except now we have the science to back up just how powerful they really are, especially for people our age. First off, sardines are full of omega-3 fatty acids, those magical little nutrients that help reduce inflammation, protect your heart, and even improve insulin sensitivity. And unlike those fancy fish like salmon that can be pricey or hard to prepare, sardines are ready to eat right out of the can, soft bones and all. There's so much more than a backup meal. They're a true superfood in disguise. In fact, studies from Harvard and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have shown that older adults who eat oily fish like sardines 2 or more times a week significantly reduce their risk of heart complications related to diabetes. Not only that, but sardines have one of the highest omega-3 levels per gram compared to any other fish. Pretty impressive for such a small fish, don't you think? Most people just open a can and plop the sardines onto a cracker or into a salad. That's fine, sure, but if you really want to get the most out of them and enjoy the flavor too, mash your sardines together with a splash of apple cider vinegar and a little bit of chopped red onion to create a rich, savory pâté. Spread that over a slice of whole grain bread, and you've got a snack or a light meal that's absolutely packed with benefits. Here's why it works so well. The sardines give you all that omega-3 goodness, helping calm the inflammation that makes blood sugar harder to control. The apple cider vinegar slows down digestion just enough to prevent sugar spikes after eating. That's not just an old wise tale. It's backed by research published in Diabetes Research and Clinical Practice, which found that just 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar before a meal could reduce post-meal blood sugar by up to 30%. And then the red onion adds flavor, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds, all without the need for extra salt or sugar. Add a fiber-rich slice of whole grain bread into the mix, and suddenly you're helping your body slow down sugar absorption, stay full longer, and keep your energy steady. This little sardine trick is easy, affordable, and honestly delicious. And when you're over 50 and trying to keep your blood sugar under control without turning every meal into a science project, that kind of simple solution can feel like a blessing. So give it a try and see how your body responds. You might be surprised. 2. Cod. You know, it's funny how we've had cod on our dinner plates for years without realizing what a treasure it truly is, especially for those of us over 50 trying to support and manage diabetes naturally. Growing up, so many American families served cod as part of their regular meals, whether it was baked on a Friday night or turned into fish sticks for the grandkids. Cod was just there, familiar, reliable. Cod is one of the smartest choices we can make now, not just because it's lean and easy to digest, but because it's loaded with something our bodies desperately need as we age. I'm talking about vitamin B12. And let me tell you, this little vitamin can make a big difference. Dr. David Jenkins, a respected diabetes researcher from the University of Toronto, has spent decades studying the link between nutrients and diabetic complications. He and many others have pointed out that vitamin B12 is absolutely essential for keeping our nerves healthy, especially for people living with type 2 diabetes. When blood sugar stays high for too long, it starts damaging the delicate nerves in our hands, feet, and legs. That's why people with diabetes often deal with tingling, numbness, or even burning pain. And here's the kicker. Around 20 to 25% of older adults with diabetes are deficient in B12, according to research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. Just one 4-ounce serving of cooked cod gives you over 90% of your daily vitamin B12 needs. That's huge. Unlike supplements, your body absorbs B12 from whole foods like cod much more effectively. It's like giving your nervous system a warm, protective hug with every bite. Now let me share a little trick that's become a favorite in my own kitchen, and it's so simple you'll wonder why you didn't try it sooner. Most people season their fish with salt out of habit, but too much sodium can be rough on our blood pressure, especially when we're already managing diabetes. So here's what I suggest. Take a fresh or frozen cod fillet, drizzle a touch of olive oil on top, and instead of reaching for the salt, sprinkle on some dried lemon peel. Yes, you heard me. Lemon peel. You can dry it at home by leaving thin slices out in a sunny window or putting them in the oven at low heat until crisp, then just crush them into a fine powder and store them in a jar. It brightens the fish in a way salt never could. Lemon peel contains a compound called limonene, which has been shown in studies to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, two things that make it harder for our bodies to manage blood sugar. This small change adds flavor, cuts back on sodium, and gives your meals an extra diabetes fighting punch. And it's so easy, you can do it tonight. 3. Herring. You know, when we think about the typical American diet, many of us might picture hearty meals with lots of meat and processed foods. But for those of us over 50, especially those managing diabetes, what we eat can truly make or break our health. That's why today I want to talk about a small but mighty fish that often gets overlooked, herring. These little guys are grayish with a bluish tint, and their meat is rich and fatty, more flavorful than the more familiar cod. Herring is usually sold salted or smoked, and yes, their taste is stronger, oilier, but that's exactly where the magic lies for managing diabetes naturally over 50. This fish is loaded with vitamin D, a nutrient that's a superstar when it comes to improving how your body responds to insulin. Vitamin D actually helps make your cells more sensitive to insulin, which means better blood sugar control. Plus, it plays a big role in reducing inflammation, something that's very important for people managing diabetes. To give you a sense, a typical serving of herring packs about 1,000 international units of vitamin D, which is more than the daily recommendation for most adults. That's a huge boost. So eating herring regularly could help support your body in keeping blood sugar levels steady, naturally and effectively. Now here's a little known tip that can make all the difference. Herring is often sold salted, which can be a problem because high sodium causes your body to hold on to water, increasing blood pressure and putting stress on your kidneys, something we really want to avoid if we're managing diabetes. But here's the trick. Soak your salted herring in fresh milk for about 2 hours before cooking. Sounds simple, right? The milk draws out roughly half of the salt from the fish. That means you're cutting back on sodium by 50% without losing the delicious flavor or the important nutrients. Less salt means less water retention, which helps reduce swelling and supports your heart health. A real win-win for anyone over 50. This easy step is one of those smart, practical ways to take control of your health. You don't have to give up the foods you enjoy, but you can enjoy them smarter. 4. Tilapia. Lately, there's been a lot of buzz about the power of certain foods to help manage diabetes naturally, especially for those of us over 50. One fish you absolutely should pay attention to is tilapia. This white fish has a soft texture and a mild flavor. It comes in medium-sized portions and is usually sold fresh or frozen. Unlike oily fish like sardines or mackerel, tilapia's subtle taste makes it super easy to cook with a variety of seasonings without overpowering your meal. This makes it a perfect addition to your diet if you want to keep things simple and tasty. When it comes to nutrition, tilapia shines as an excellent source of high-quality protein, something that's crucial for maintaining muscle mass and keeping your blood sugar stable. A study conducted by the University of Alabama found that eating about 100 to 120 grams of tilapia per meal, which is roughly the size of your palm, helps your body absorb protein efficiently without putting extra strain on your kidneys. That's a big deal because people over 50, especially those managing diabetes, need to be careful not to overload their kidneys with too much protein at once. To get the most benefit, pair your tilapia with a tablespoon of chia seeds. Chia seeds are packed with fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, and other nutrients that help you feel full longer and keep blood sugar levels steady. Eating tilapia along with chia seeds isn't just delicious, it's a natural way to support managing diabetes by controlling hunger and preventing blood sugar spikes between meals. Imagine feeling satisfied for longer without the constant urge to snack on something that might spike your blood sugar. What a relief. 5. Mackerel. In the U.S., mackerel is a highly popular fish in many family meals, especially among older adults who enjoy its rich, savory, and distinctive flavor. Unlike the tender tilapia, mackerel has firm flesh and a recognizable green-black striped skin. But did you know that beyond its delicious taste, mackerel offers numerous significant health benefits, particularly for those over 50 trying to manage diabetes naturally? This is truly a food you shouldn't overlook. Mackerel contains a highly valuable nutrient called selenium, a powerful antioxidant mineral. Selenium helps protect the pancreatic cells where insulin is produced from damage caused by free radicals. This means that regularly eating mackerel can help your body maintain better pancreatic function, thereby naturally stabilizing blood sugar levels. In every 100 grams of mackerel, you can get approximately 40 to 50 micrograms of selenium, which accounts for nearly 70% of your daily requirement. This is an impressive figure compared to other foods, making mackerel an excellent companion for those managing diabetes naturally after age 50. Something many people overlook is that the way you choose mackerel greatly affects its nutritional value. Fresh, high-quality mackerel has clear, bright eyes and bright red gills, signs that the fish has been well preserved and retains its precious selenium content. On the other hand, if you buy frozen mackerel with an overly thick layer of ice, it's likely been thawed and refrozen multiple times. This not only diminishes its flavor but also reduces the selenium content, meaning the health benefits of mackerel may not meet expectations. So, a small tip to protect your health is to always carefully inspect mackerel when buying. Prioritize those with clear eyes and red gills, and steer clear of frozen mackerel with excessive ice buildup. Regularly eating mackerel with smart selection methods like these not only helps you maximize the antioxidant benefits of selenium but also contributes to naturally stabilizing blood sugar, a crucial factor when you're over 50 and aiming to manage diabetes naturally. 6. Anchovies. My dear friends, living with diabetes after 50 is truly one of those challenges that can weigh heavily on your heart and spirit. I know firsthand how frustrating it feels to constantly watch what you eat, worry about blood sugar spikes, and wonder if you're doing enough to keep yourself healthy. The struggle is real, and it's deeply personal for so many Americans over 50 who want to enjoy life without the constant fear of complications. But here's the good news. There are simple, natural ways to support managing diabetes naturally over 50 that can make a big difference, starting right at your dinner table. Today, I want to share one powerful food tip with you that I've seen work wonders: anchovies. Now, I know anchovies might sound a bit unusual or even off-putting to some of you, but let me tell you why these tiny silverfish deserve a spot on your plate. Anchovies are small, about 2 to 3 inches long, with a distinct salty flavor. Most often, you'll find them canned or jarred, either in oil or packed in saltwater brine. What makes anchovies especially beneficial for people managing diabetes is their nutrient content, particularly calcium. In fact, a typical 3-ounce serving of anchovies contains roughly 350 milligrams of calcium, which is about 35% of the daily recommended intake for adults over 50. Why is calcium so important for you? Well, as we age, the risk of osteoporosis and bone fractures rises, especially for those with diabetes. Calcium helps keep your bones strong and reduces that risk significantly. A study involving over 5,000 adults with type 2 diabetes across the U.S. found that those who consistently consumed calcium-rich foods had a 20% lower risk of developing bone-related complications. This means that anchovies are not just a tasty addition. They're a smart, strategic choice to help protect your bones while managing your blood sugar levels naturally. Now, here's the insider tip I want you to really pay attention to, and it's what makes anchovies even better for managing diabetes. When you're shopping for anchovies, always pick those packed in water or salt brine instead of oil. Anchovies packed in oil have about 30% more calories. For someone keeping a close eye on blood sugar and weight, every calorie counts. Plus, choose cans labeled low sodium if you can find them. Too much salt can spike your blood pressure, which is another health issue common in diabetes. This little switch can help you control both your blood sugar and your blood pressure naturally, a double win for your health. To use anchovies in your meals, you don't need to eat them whole if that's not your thing. Just add small amounts to salads, sauces, or even whole grain pasta dishes to get that rich umami flavor without extra sodium or calories. 7. Flounder. You know, many of us Americans love seafood, but I noticed that when it comes to fish, we often stick to the usual suspects: salmon, tuna, maybe cod, and overlook some real hidden gems like flounder. Flounder is that flat, light brown fish with thin white flesh that's sold fresh as fillets. It's super mild in flavor and easy to eat, especially for those of us who don't like dealing with lots of bones. Here's the thing: flounder isn't just tasty and easy to cook. It's a powerhouse when it comes to helping manage blood sugar naturally, especially for folks over 50 living with diabetes. This is because flounder is packed with magnesium, a mineral that plays a crucial role in improving how our bodies process glucose and in reducing insulin resistance, which is a big deal if you want to keep your blood sugar steady. In fact, studies have shown that magnesium helps enhance insulin sensitivity, meaning your body uses insulin better, and that can prevent those scary blood sugar spikes. A 2024 clinical trial from the American Diabetes Association revealed that people who increase their magnesium intake by about 150 milligrams a day experience significantly better glucose metabolism. To put that in perspective, just a 3-ounce serving of flounder can provide roughly 20 to 25 milligrams of magnesium, which starts adding up when included regularly in your meals. That might not sound like a lot, but over time, this steady magnesium boost can make a noticeable difference in how your body manages blood sugar. Now, here's a little secret tip that most people don't know. Eating flounder for dinner followed by a gentle 15-minute walk can make the magnesium work even better. Physical activity helps magnesium move into your cells where it does its job most effectively. So that light evening stroll after your meal isn't just good for your heart. It actually helps keep your blood sugar stable through the night. This simple habit of pairing flounder with a bit of movement is a practical, natural way to support managing diabetes over 50 without relying solely on medications or complicated diets. So, here's my advice: try to include flounder in your dinner at least a couple of times a week. Grill it lightly or bake it with some herbs, then take a slow, peaceful walk around your block afterward. Trust me, your body will thank you for it, and you'll feel that steady, calm energy without those pesky blood sugar swings that can wear you down. We've just explored 7 incredible fish, each offering unique benefits for people with diabetes over 50. Sardines, packed with omega-3s, help reduce inflammation and improve insulin sensitivity. Cod provides vitamin B12, protecting nerves from damage caused by high blood sugar. Herring, rich in vitamin D, supports blood sugar control and reduces inflammation. Tilapia, with high-quality protein, helps maintain muscle mass without straining the kidneys. Mackerel, loaded with selenium, protects pancreatic cells and stabilizes blood sugar. Anchovies supply calcium, reducing the risk of osteoporosis, a common issue for those with diabetes. Finally, flounder, full of magnesium, enhances glucose metabolism, preventing blood sugar spikes. These fish aren't just delicious, they're natural weapons to help you manage diabetes, protect your heart, bones, and overall health. You don't need to overhaul your diet. Simply include these fish in your meals 2 to 3 times a week, paired with easy tips like soaking herring in milk to reduce salt, sprinkling chia seeds on tilapia for extra fiber, or taking a short walk after eating flounder to optimize magnesium. These small changes can lead to big results, helping you feel energized and better manage your blood sugar without relying heavily on medication. Try starting with 1 fish from this list next week, perhaps a sardine pâté for lunch or grilled flounder for dinner. Choose fresh fish, keep preparation simple, and pay attention to how your body responds. If you discover a favorite recipe or notice a difference, share it in the comments to inspire others. Managing diabetes isn't just about food, it's a journey of self-care.